Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chapman Chapters. My name is Kevon, and today we're going to talk about Sabella. I had her for almost 5 years. November will be 5 years or six. I think, let's see, 2018 to now. So I'm going to say about 6 years. Yeah. So, um, how I got her was I was working at T Rock, and the pet place was not too far from the job that I was working at. And I went into the pet shop and I was looking at cats. And I seen her and I seen a different cat. But she was the first one I had looked at. And she looked at me through the thing. And I don't know, I just got this weird connection. And I told myself that if she was going to be back in there the next following week, I was going to get her. And I went back in there. She was there. And only thing I had to pay was like $60. They're doing some weird stuff now where they got letting the landlord know and all kinds of stuff. I don't know what people been doing with their cats to make that happen, but anyway, simpler times where you didn't have to go through all this extra stuff. You just fork over the money and they would hand you over the cat. She was already neutered. She was 2 at the time when I got her. Um, and it was a little work to get her into the cage. The guy kind of had to grab her by her neck and bring her into the cage. Um, but overall, she was a good cat. Like in the process of trying to get her, and then I had brought her home. This was around the time when me and my brother lived together, and she was just running all around the house trying to get a scent and stuff. And for the most part, she's not a bad cat. Once I figured out her pattern, she's pretty easy to get along with. She's not very needy. Um, this is just little stuff I found like over the course of the years, but had to get her something to scratch because she used to scratch up the freaking door. She would scratch up the chairs. She won't scratch up like a couch, but like especially in the morning when she feel the need to scratch something, she'd find something to scratch. Um, I want to say she doesn't work well around other cats. Um, Especially if they also have like a. What I was trying to say was she really didn't get along with another cat that had a dominant personality also, because they would go back and forth. She would get along with cats that kind of have more of a submissive personality, because then they would kind of like stay away from her, let her do her own thing. I want to say the cat she got really close to was Midnight. My brother currently has him in North Carolina. I got him like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks after her. You're probably wondering why I don't have the cat between the last cut, this one, because she kind of just basically got off of me. That's another thing that I forgot to mention is that she's cuddly, but she's like most of the time, hey, like let me come up to you kind of thing. She doesn't want you to like pick her up and hold her. She's not gonna scratch you or anything unless she's like really, really irritated. But she kind of does her own thing. She's Loki to me acts like a complete act kind of acts like a human really. Um she's only very noisy really when she's hungry. Occasionally she'll do it when she just wants somebody to just be in front of her to show her some attention. But for the most part, she's when she's meowing really, really loud or consistently, it's because she's hungry. Um, I want to say that she's probably one of not number one, but like she's one of the best decisions I ever made on getting her. She brought out um more like she made me dig more into my soft side. She made me dig more into my caring side because having a pet is a responsibility. It takes more than just, oh, let me give you some cat food. Oh, let me change your litter box. Like, no, like you need to show some attention. You need to make sure they're okay. Um, it takes a bit more than just doing that. Sometimes like there's certain foods that she don't like. I can tell because it's either she'll eat some of it and leave it there and then finish the rest of it if she's hungry, or sometimes she'll just eat all of it in one go. It really just depends, but you'll know that from paying attention to your pet. Um, I know it was a running joke, like a meme or something, when tax time came around, but I really wish you could claim some of these pets on the taxes though. Really wish you could, but um, I'm not really serious about that. But maybe, maybe. But they are a responsibility, but they're not. I don't think taking care of a pet is not a burden to me. At least taking care of her, she's not a burden. She's definitely a blessing in my life. Look at this. She'll sometimes do this too. Like she won't like. Well, sometimes if on a rare day she'll get on, good on you and love you. But other times she just don't mind sitting in your presence. So just lay there. She'll just lay there and just enjoy being around you. Another thing I forgot to mention was I remember I brought her to my neighbor's house. This is before I want to say I truly knew that she didn't really get along with a lot of other, definitely another female cat that's like dominant. Um, I brought the cat over to my neighbors and she was okay at first, but she kind of like hid because she was obviously in a new environment. Her saint isn't there or whatever. I think this was like maybe year one or two, trying to still figure like some parts of her out. And there was like a territory. I think that's what they call it. It's usually when you're in a cat's territory. Um, there was this other cat who was also a female who I think she had like 3 or 4 kittens in her little in the there was a little room for her little territory or whatever. And Sabella walked in there and the cats just hissed at each other. And next thing you know, Sabella really like I've never seen this out of her. She really threw hands. She was just like, Mom, you know those freaking memes where the cat's hitting the head? That's what she was doing, but she was doing it way more aggressively, like just mop, 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 mop. And the cat had run off, she ran off, she did her own thing, and I was like, okay. Sabella got a sweet and cuddly side, but she kind of got that like if you fought with me, I'm gonna show you. She kind of reminded me a little bit because, like I said, I can really be a big softy nice guy, but like if I gotta switch over to that cold side, I'll do it. But anyway, after that, I never brought her to anybody else's house, especially have pets. I usually just keep her home. And usually, if I'm going somewhere for a while, I'm usually living with someone. Like in the past, I was living with my brother, so of course he would watch her if I was gone for like a day or two, and then now I live with my boyfriend, so he'll watch her for a day or two if I'm gone. So I don't usually drop her off anywhere. Um, Unfortunately, I never took her to the vet, mainly because like that is very, very expensive. I know I should take her, but I really don't have the money. I really don't. Like I am trying to make it myself. So, um, but I don't let her go outside. I let her go to like the window. When my finances are in order, I'll take her to the vet and let them look at her. But, knock on wood, for the most part, um, she's never had. So, like I was saying before the camera cut, I'm glad she hasn't had any health issues to where I had to take her to the vet. Originally, she did not have Sabella as her name. She had Misty, and I did not like Misty. My third ex had said something about Shea Bell, and it had a nice little ring to it, but I even changed that name to Sabella. Like once I heard it, I was like, let me try to switch it up. And some way, somehow, I came up with Sabella. And I hardly actually call her by her name. I usually call her Thickums or Tink or Tinka. I call her many different nicknames besides her actual name. Now, when I'm like mad at her about something, or I'm really looking for her, then I'll call her by her name. But other than that, I usually just say, Tink, come here. But she usually responds well to, hey, you want some food? Because that's normally what her gritty ass do. But that's all I want to explain was how I met her, and how that I'm a cat owner, and how she was a blessing in my life. And she can be a bit greedy sometimes, but other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.